Don't get the knife. Yeah, it's still going, S. Kennedy. This is probably gonna be the last one. I'm getting tired. Did a little bit of Vegas bridge practicing there because that's the furthest I've gotten tonight, and on 2 different occasions, and died there. Which I didn't have any problem with it last night. It was the last night that I was doing this, I think. But I have definitely been struggling a bit more with these runs tonight, it feels like. Yeah, it was the spikes all the way at the top. Those 2 deaths right there at the top were kind of tough. especially considering I did right after that, right after I took that second death at the top, I had a save state there, so I kind of looked at it a little bit, but then I walked in and fought the bosses and did the rest of the thing deathless. It's like, man, the thing that I had like practiced before and then still screwed up is the only thing that killed me throughout the whole thing. Yeah, I can tell at times I'm starting to autopilot a little bit. Not using boomerangs when I've been more training myself to using them, stuff like that. Bat saw Medusa and was like, that's kind of inappropriate for children. And I was like, it's a Castlevania game. Just kind of the way Yay! The first time I've been grabbed by one of those in a while. It's funny when you've played a game this much, you start remarking at the things that don't happen very often. Like in Stage 5, the last game, I somehow started getting swarmed by flea men. And I almost always, take them all out before they even hit the ground without even thinking about it. And it was just like the way the RNG was working, they were coming out, and all of a sudden I found myself swarmed and had to like finish the stage with 1 pip of health, and that reason I ended up getting the health that was in there at that last part, but I almost died there. Yeah, definitely about some of that stuff. In some of the other Castlevanias, we were kind of laughing at Haunted Castle. The Medusa in there is like, yeah, it's one of those things that probably wouldn't have passed the the US censors of the day. What's funny about stuff like that is some of those old games I played so much, like, Final Fantasy 6 or 3 for the Super NES. I played so much that the American versions I sort of prefer. Like the holy spell in that game will always be Pearl to me. Things like that. Well, what changed in Chrono Trigger? I kind of want that heart, but I'm a little scared of this, because if I drop down to that platform, even though it's right off screen, Simon could definitely see it. I think that's death. The quirks of Castlevania universe. Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I started playing, this with Prof Jr. and I were playing the DS version of Chrono Trigger, which is what's available on Steam. And we only made it part of the way through before, I think just kind of life got in the way, and we didn't end up finishing it. That was a few years ago. I played the game tons of times, but I was playing it with him, and I'm not usually down here. That scared me. It's like I'm not usually down here, and the block is dropped, and I can't jump. This game does that sometimes. Every so often you'll drop a block and realize that that was your only way to progress, and there's absolutely nothing you can do now. But anyway, we played the Steam version, and while I was playing, and I'm just like, man, I can't. Some of the dialogue, and I can't even remember a specific example. On that guy down there, the way I swung with that arc, I think just him being there will kill me. I'll swing into him and it'll knock me off, and I'll fall in the water. I guess I remember I noticed some very specific things when I played it, because I was, you know, some of the fun lines are sort of ingrained into my brain when I hear it, when I see something that, like, oh yeah, this is a good line from Isla or something like that. I definitely remember seeing some of those. It'd be like playing a version of Final Fantasy IV where, you know, Tella doesn't call Edward a spoony bard or something like that. You gotta have that in there. That him not calling him a spoony bard would take me out of the game, you know? Take me out of the experience. It's that kind of stuff. Same is true with, I don't know if you ever played the version of Symphony of the Night that was on the PSP. It was bundled into the re-release of Rondo. That version has it's like the the voices have been kind of like streamlined back, and I think they may have the same voice actors, but the lines have changed. So the ones that everybody remembers, like the Die Monster and all that stuff, I think that they've been changed slightly to. I managed to get a used PSP back in the days before I could, get a good laptop, but it was also in the it was when I worked like a job that I went all over the country for stuff. So it was nice to have a system on hand that I could use to play like my old games that I wanted to play. Nowadays I just bring my laptop with me, but that's really about all I played on the PSP. I have a couple other games that my wife got me, and I was like, okay, I'll play them at some point, and I never did. I think that may be like the actual only PSP game that I have. So tonight I think I've taken one death on this. No, I've taken 2 deaths in level 4. One I think may have had to do with like a sprite limit or something. I died. For some reason my jump input didn't come out, and I landed on one of the flippy platforms. And it dropped me down to the one below it, which dropped me through the one below it. I was just like, wait, what the hell? And I have the video. I could probably go back and listen to me hitting the button to try to jump at the time, and the jump just didn't come out. I played... See, I've definitely got hundreds of hours on my Game Boy Advance. I think my wife so I know I have an SP. I think my wife has one too. It's funny when you get married, you just end up consolidating video game systems and stuff. Did not take a death in there today. I took one death earlier, and then I took one death here. That block, I think I could actually made that one if I tried, but earlier I tried to do it and kind of wedged myself in there and got squished. That happened earlier. Oop. Getting distracted by the bat, but you can leave. That bat is still going. Exposition increase. Yeah, I can see it. I can see it being too small. Although the D-pad and the buttons actually always felt large. You know, large enough. Actually, the controller I use now for stuff like this is it's actually feels really good in the hands. It's one of the I got it. It's what Pink uses. It's Pokken by Hori. Oh, it's funny that you mentioned that too. See, I have thick hands. I don't have like really big hands necessarily. And this is what happened last time. Although I still managed to control it that time. But the last time on the last game, I kind of let those guys go just a little bit. Even though I was trying to get them, it was just kind of clumsiness chasing them around. Oh, and then the candle up here is a knife, and I accidentally grabbed that, so that I was just like, damn it. Yeah, it's funny because a lot of times those guys are like a total non-issue. Yeah, that bat there a lot of times gets me, but I got him that time. Little bastard just waiting to keep hitting candles. Can't stop. Gotta keep hitting the candles. Ow. Okay, let's throw some crosses here. Come under the bat. Big heart. It's funny, this is one of those games where, like this song in particular, sometimes I'll just find myself humming it out of nowhere. Yeah, it's funny because I actually, you know, relative to the SP, I have a 3DS as well. That always felt sort of less comfortable in my hands. Take my time, take my time. Plenty of time. On autopilot, when I kind of autopilot, sometimes I get impatient. So. Felt like at the beginning of the night, maybe my jumps were a little bit more crisp. There's an old like Konami remix album for some of the Castlevania tracks that back in undergrad I was like really into that one. I don't know, it may even be like one of the first ones from that org you're talking about. There's a couple bats here. So you're gonna pop down first. And I wonder if I could just walk forward. Yep. I wonder if I walk all the way forward if they're both miss me. I shared the clip of this guy with bats and with a couple of my Game Chops friends. That skeleton just respawning out of nowhere. One of these days, this guy's gonna get me. This fucking edge guard skeleton, man. I almost wonder if there was something that some miscommunication that even though he died, he didn't really die. Because he was in the exact same spot. And maybe either my position or my use of the weapon paired with the whip. Because I kind of split what I was doing. Like I think I did the boomerang cross, and I whipped at the same time. I mean, that was really kind of my best guess on it. It's just something like that. Because the positioning of the skeleton, the fact that he was in the same spot, yeah, I don't know exactly how the game works. But I just assumed it was probably something like that. I wonder if that's related to, the other thing is, it's possible, you know how the game will sometimes, you'll see it in places. The game will like spawn 2 enemies where there should only be 1. And you're just like, what the hell, man? Why are there 2 of those enemies? I wonder if it's something similar and I just happened to, you know, it tried to spawn the second enemy thinking it was the first enemy and I just happened to take it out right in time for it to look like I took him out and came right back. It definitely was amusing. This, honestly, I think this boss is deceptively difficult. It's hard to move around in this room, and that thing just encroaches, and the hitbox is bigger than you think it is. Maybe I should run up. Try to, yeah, you know the way you like run away from a doppelganger? Because a lot of the doppelganger arenas kind of look like that, where they have like the little loops on the side so that you can basically run away from it. I used to be good at fighting that thing, but you know, especially compared to like the next few bosses, the dancers are actually surprisingly difficult. Surprisingly able to kill you quickly if you're not layering on enough damage. That was a bad jump. Don't make jumps like that. And be careful about the candles I hit. This level is definitely a breather. I never want to jinx it, but compared to like the previous couple levels, this level is so much easier. Ooh. Again, I gotta be careful about making dog noises, because if my dogs are paying enough attention, they hear me start making dog noises. Sometimes I'll bark at people walking outside on the street, and my dogs pick up on it and they'll start barking too. But the wife and the kids are asleep, so I don't need to be waking everybody up. Yeah, those book platforms. Yeah, there's a lot of little things in this game that make me nervous. Although I I never seem to die at the book platforms. I'm a lot more likely to die at like when I was being really sort of careful around the around the on the third level with the fishman. I am gonna try to kill this thing. I don't know that I've ever killed that thing. Because I'm normally just attacking it with the whip, and it usually just gets off screen before I'm able to kill it. Yeah, no, I don't think I've ever killed that thing. First try. I always just assumed you couldn't kill it. But I mean, in general in this game, your whip really is just, it's the best weapon you have. It's not even close. And it seems like your whip really has kind of like hitbox priority as well over your sub weapons. So it's very common for you to throw the boomerang through a crowd of enemies, and it only kills, 3/5 of them. Yeah. Well, and just even this motion is super useful for crowd control. All right. This stage, my old nemesis. And this really is kind of that stage. And the other time that I died here, I took what felt like a cheap death, because I've been doing, I don't know if you noticed, but there actually should have been a bone pillar right here. But the way I spawned the eye and climbed back and then went back out, it seems like most of the time that actually despawns that bone pillar. But the other time that I did that, when I died, I did that exact same thing, but it didn't despawn the bone pillar, and he knocked me into the acid, and I couldn't recover. And like trying to get back out, I basically jumped into the crusher. And last time I was playing, I almost died here. Basically, that happened. So let's see if I can recover. Recovered enough. But then this is very precarious because there's these guys. Although I do have more health than I... But here you gotta be really careful because, yeah, if you end up breaking this thing... Okay. You really gotta thread some dicey situations. This invincibility, but I don't know that it really helps that much. A little scared of that being over my head. See, there's gonna be an eye right here. Yep. Come on, Drippy. There you go. You walk. All right. Yeah, there's a couple instances where the invincibility is good, but in most instances, nah, this doesn't last long enough for it to really be super useful. Whoop. And that block there seemed like a... Alright. Focus. Let me try that again. Shit. Fake myself out. One more try. This is the furthest I've been tonight. Yeah, no worries.
All right.
Okay. All right. All right, that's a knife. Don't get the knife. Okay. All right, this part. Whew. Seems like that Medusa head I'm just gonna get hit by. All right. All right. Either the right time or the wrong time. Oh, shit. Okay. All right. Oop. Game just kind of does that to you. All right. Oh, man. Deep breath. You can hit him earlier than you think you can. No hits. All right. You and me both, buddy. Fortunately, the boomerangs really fucked this guy up. All right. That may have been too close. I'll get away. Got one hit off, that's fine. Just don't get greedy. Come on, buddy, move. That's fine. Eat it, buddy. All right. No guts, no glory. Line up the fist with the moon, jump, and you're good. Breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Okay. Come here. Tuh. Okay, give me another meat orb. There we go. Dude, your ass is mine, buddy. This is over. It's over for you. You're done, son. Good fucking game. Deathless. That was tough. Not gonna lie, that shit was tough. Oh man. I was actually starting to get a little scared there at the end. I was like, oh no, getting hit by the lightning. Oh no, I'm gonna lose it right here. Negative thoughts start creeping in. Ah, man. That feels good. I'm definitely feeling that adrenaline. I'm actually really surprised I got the no hit on Slagra. That was impressive. Because I think, you know, supposedly he's sort of and I know I've seen this a bunch. It seems like he's sort of borderline unavoidable at some points. But I've noticed if you can get to the point where, you know, you're jumping from sort of pillar to pillar in his little room there, you can actually, you can't fully avoid his attacks, I think, but you can sort of get away from him more easily than if you're just trying to run away from him, because he does that, you know, that little rush down dive, the like lunge that he does. It's really kind of unfair to get away from. So the fact that I know I got away from a couple of them. I don't know if he ever got into the mode where he was just like lunge, 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 but yeah, according to, I mean, I think it's definitely reasonable that it's kind of in the in this light. But as far as Dot's challenges go, she considers this like the toughest of the challenges, just because of, you know, it's a combination of how long the game is, how much sort of cheap death there is toward the end. There's a couple of those enemies where, like, the skeleton in level 9, I don't think I took a single death. I didn't take a single death to him. The, this skeleton right here, this one, that one right there, he's in level A. I did not, in all my playing, I have not taken a single death to that one, but when I was younger, that fucking skeleton, man, I used to die to that thing all the time. It felt like it was really just flipping a coin as to whether or not you survived that trek across the big gap there. And then, yeah, it felt like there's a period where it felt like you'd flip a coin whether or not you survive Slagra here. But I don't know, I felt like I'd gotten to the point where it was rare for him to kill me, and most of my deaths were, you know, just clumsiness somewhere. Yeah, and I couldn't remember how to, the first time coming back in fighting Gaibon there, yeah, he like handed me my ass the first time. I was just like, oh yeah, that's right, I forgot how you fight this guy. But coming in with you're about to get hit, doing a pose to hit him with your little ass leather whip, but yeah, you're about to get hit by that sickle. I think if I hit start, it's gonna go to the next thing. I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording on my